Hey Taurus, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shanna and I'll be guiding you through this week's reading. This is going to be our weekly reading for July 9th through the 15th. Let's see what's going on with Taurus. The heart of your reading, we have the Knight of Cups. Someone coming through with a love offer, or this could be you pursuing something that brings you joy, brings you happiness, fulfillment. Let's see what the challenge is. 10 of Cups. This might be about getting on the same page or establishing whether or not you have enough overlap with another person in terms of your emotional vision for the future. Like, do you want a monogamous relationship with little kiddos and a nice property and with a yard and a river flowing through it? You know, it's like the white picket fence, or do you want something completely different out of life? Do you want to travel? Do you not want kids? Do you want to change careers? Do you want to move abroad? There's something about emotional vision for the future in terms of compatibility. I do want to say, however, there's a possibility of everything looking really rosy during the infatuation phase and making long-term plans based on that, like, being Twitter-pated feeling, which could be the challenge. Okay. So the story is heating up here because in your focus we have the 7 of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the 5 of Cups. So I'm thinking that your suspicion of wrongdoing is based on past experiences. It's based on having been done wrong in the past. And I think if that's your story, if this is part of your reading, because you always decide which parts apply to you. I don't tell you that, okay? So it could be that parts of the reading apply to you and parts don't, or maybe the entire reading is not applicable to you. Remember, this is a general reading. Okay, so that aside, your focus is on looking for the wrongdoing. You don't want to be tricked. You don't want to be fooled. Something has you thinking that you are being tricked or that you are being fooled. Now, whether or not this person deserves that suspicion remains to be seen. If anything comes up in that regard, I'll definitely point it out for you. But as of right now, it's likely that whomever hurt you in the past is the one that's kind of resulted in you feeling suspicious of the current situation. If it's the same person, you have good reason to be suspicious of them. If it's a new person, it could be that you're replaying a pattern that you've lived through in the past, and you're meant to look at this rosy future that they're painting. If it seems too good to be true, maybe it is. It's worth sussing out. It's worth investigating or giving yourself enough time to see if this is really who they are before making any long-term commitments. Especially with Venus retrograde coming up, I wouldn't make any long-term commitments until the end of the year. Like, it doesn't mean don't date anyone, but like, I said what I said. In the recent past, we have the 9 of Wands. So this is you going through a scenario that feels like you've been through it, so to speak, just beaten down into the ground by the situation. It's been arduous. It's been difficult. It's been a trial, like really difficult to bear the. I'm getting scrutiny. I'm getting not being believed when you're telling the truth, which has you doubting other people's honesty. And with the King of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom of the deck when that came out, that's also telling me that this is about power and control coming from a place of feeling powerless. So someone's trying to exert power over someone else because they themselves feel powerless. It's like energy vampire, narcissism, emotional abuse, all of the above. So watch out. If that sounds like your story, look into future faking. Google the term future faking when it comes to narcissism or antisocial personality disorder. I'm not trying to diagnose anybody over the internet here, but look into that and see if that resonates with you. That might be an eye opener in terms of believing a fantasy that seems too good to be true, but you don't know why. I mean, spoiler alert, it's because it is a lie. Because it was, if that's the part of the story that's like, I don't know if that's your situation, but if it is, word to the wise, don't get fooled. Okay, show me, how does Spirit see this situation? How does Taurus's higher self see the situation? What's their perspective? Something to be released, trying to do it all. Two of Pentacles in reverse is like your higher self wants to get you in the position of being willing to walk away. Eight of Cups in at the bottom of the deck, even when everything seems fine. The story in the Eight of Cups is, this is fine, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's more to be had. It's not the 10, it's the 8. And in order to go find more happiness, more fulfillment, in order to grow emotionally, this person has decided, okay, this is fine, but I need to grow. I need to experience new things. So I'm going to go off on a quest in this direction, and maybe to return at some point. But those things are emblematic, like you carry them inside of you, regardless of if you ever return to the actual 3D situation. Okay, it's something that you can build upon. That informs this, for me as a reader, in the way of releasing, being willing to, instead of, I need to juggle all of this. I need to keep this alive. I need to keep this alive. I have all of these opportunities and things that are real and tangible and positive, and I need to be able to do it all. You might feel completely capable of keeping everything afloat, so to speak, but the more you do that, the less new things can come in. And in terms of growth and expansion and prosperity, having more than you do now or having better than you do now, this isn't a grass is greener scenario. This is a, you can actually grow. You can actually have better than what you have now. But your higher self is like, they're keeping all of their hands full with what they're juggling right now. They're doing so much. Now, this could be about you freeing up more time, like you're doing too many activities, and then if you free up your time, you'll be able to have the experience that your higher self knows that is potential for you, whether that's accidentally bumping into someone when you go for a walk, or you do something spontaneous and meet a friend that introduces you to a new hobby that becomes a career, that becomes a very passionate part of your life. There's something that is available to you if you learn to not try to do it all and release the things that are not bringing you joy, or release the things that need to be released. Let me pull a clarifier on that one. Like what give Taurus more of a hint about what needs to be released here. Waiting around for anything. Three of Wands in reverse tells me that you spend a decent amount of time or mental effort or energy waiting for someone to come through on something, whether that's for someone else to initiate plans, whether that's for someone to come back into your life, whether that's like them going off and doing their own thing and leaving you on the back burner so that they can come back in later. The thing that comes through is like, don't sit around waiting anymore. go do your own thing. It's occupying so much in what you have available that you're juggling this expectation of the other person that you're going to be standing there ready and waiting for them when they come back. So no matter what the promise is, maybe it's super great, maybe it's wonderful, but all of that wasted time in the interim when they're off doing whatever is happening in your scenario, living their best life, enjoying their time, it's keeping you from a fuller expression of happiness. It's almost like you're making yourself a supporting character in their story, and you're making them the main character. With the Lovers in reverse at the bottom of the deck, as I've been shuffling here, and 1111 on the time on my timer, just as I said that, this tells me that if this is a relationship read for you, this does feel like someone that you have history with, like past life with, like there's a reason why they're in your life. Doesn't mean that they're meant to be a long-term romantic relationship, though. Many of these contracts that we make with people are about gaining perspective. Yeah, perspective. Hermit in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Sorry, not at the bottom of the deck. Hermit in reverse in your near future position. At the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Cups. So pair that energy together and we get a lack of perspective, or applying new perspective learned about self-love, self-care, focusing on your own needs, rather than abandoning your throne, getting off your throne, walking down to the harbor, metaphorically speaking, in these tarot images, right? Let's say you're the Queen of Cups and everything that you love and want just flows to you naturally as long as you are in touch with your emotions, foot touching the water, and sitting in your place of power, your throne. So whatever your power position is, it means like rest, be comfortable, surround yourself with beauty. For a Taurus, that's probably your home base, or whatever feels most like home to you. Some people feel more at home when they're working. So whatever feels like home to you is the place that things are going to flow to you that are emotionally rewarding and aligned with you. But what I'm seeing happening here in this reading, metaphorically speaking, is that you're in a pattern of getting off of your throne and going down to the harbor because you expect something to show up for you. Now, there are instances when that's called for, when that's relevant. This isn't one of those instances. This is using this energy to tell you that you've been doing that either too much or for the wrong person, for the wrong situation. Now, to get back to the Hermit in your near future, the fact that this is in reverse is either, worst case scenario, saying that you're going to be making decisions without the big picture perspective, or if you feel like you've recently had like a zoom out aha moment, I never looked at it that way before, then you'll be operating from a place of, oh, I received that insight and I no longer have to back away from the situation. I can come back down from the mountain and integrate what I've learned, the perspective that I've gained, into my daily life. So I like to think that it's more in the latter category for you guys. Let's see. What's going to affect the situation that Taurus doesn't see coming? The Five of Cups energy is grief and loss. It's processing. So I'm sorry to say, but this does look like something that you've been clinging to, or someone that's been clinging to you, not wanting to let it go, not wanting it to be over, despite the fact that there's suspicion of wrongdoing, possibly proof of wrongdoing, despite the fact that it's been hard, but you've been through it together or you've been through it on your own. There's this Knight of Cups showing up, this energy of I want to do it. If this is someone new showing up, I still feel like this is playing out an old pattern. So really practice discernment here. Give it some time and space. Don't jump into anything sight unseen, because this looks like someone coming back into your situation, promising the world, looking like it's everything that you ever wanted, but you're suspicious. Trust your instincts. Now, there is a possibility that the person coming back around, they're going to express that they're going through some grief and pain. If that's the case, then I think that would be the one expression of this energy that you wouldn't have to be so on guard for. Because it could be that they're going to show up and you're going to sympathize and know exactly what they're going through because you've been through it as well. So definitely practice your own discernment and try to assess that for yourself. But this is someone else showing up and either making you feel this way of drawing your focus and attention back to, like, you can't put the wine back in the glass. What's lost is lost. If that's the case and you need that awareness to bring the closure, then this is still a positive thing because it's going to bring you that emotional awareness. It'll be difficult to go through emotionally because grief and loss is always difficult to go through emotionally. But it's better and healthier than sitting there waiting and keeping your life on hold, trying to juggle a possibility of something being revived or not. However, if this is someone new entering your life and they're not, the way that you will be able to tell is that it will appear as though they are you in the story. So when they tell you their story of the breakup that they've recently been through, for example, you will feel like their ex reminds you of the things that your ex did with you. And that this new person that you're romantically interested in could be experiencing things that were similar to what you experienced. I hope that's making sense. Just make sure it's not like vice versa and the person coming back around reminds you of your ex. Because one way or another, this is definitely like it feels like an imprint, an energetic imprint of your past is coming back around, dressed up like love. Now, that could be a true representation of what's underneath, or it might not be. You're suspicious either way. Your hopes and fears is divine masculine energy, the Emperor energy, but you're still, Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck when that came out, you're still unclear as to what you want and why. So I suspect that your past experience might have something to do with the people that you feel most drawn to. Their energy is always seeing the possibilities in the world around them. Sometimes in a way that makes you just one of those possibilities, where it takes you from sitting on your throne beside the Emperor to being living in one of these cups. And from the Emperor's perspective, the person, like your ideal person or your image of like the type of person that you're drawn to, like they might think, oh, Taurus is amazing. They're one possibility. And then also my work and also this other person and also my friends and all. This isn't about having a well-rounded life. What I'm trying to describe is like someone centering themselves and elevating themselves as the boss, as the one in power, in control, and seeing you as just something that exists to fill out their story, their version of what their perfect life is, what they deserve. And not truly seeing you as a whole person, as a partner, as someone with their own inner world and wants and desires that they should care about. Yeah, that person has main character syndrome. Maybe a little bit of solipsism as well. Look into that if that resonates with you. This kind of feeling like you're the only real person in the universe and everyone else is like a projection. It's an interesting philosophy, and there's a lot of reasoning around it. But I think it's only one part of the puzzle when you talk about like co-creating the earth together and our reality being a projection of our expectations. Someone with a very self-centered worldview can take that to the extreme. In the results position, the way all of this energy is most likely to play out, we end up with the King of Pentacles in reverse. With the Magician in reverse and your suspicions front and center of your focus, this is likely going to be someone telling on themselves in a way that maybe they don't even mean to. It's like this gets power hungry, exerting control. When they feel backed into a corner, they'll lash out. When they feel like they don't have the control over you that they think they deserve, then they will start to behave more erratically or more cruelly. Or just withdraw their attention and affection altogether. So, I mean, I don't want to like, if I were in this situation, I would test the waters a little bit lightly by being a little less available to this person. And the next time they make a request of you, and I don't encourage game playing, but if you suspect that this person might fall into this kind of like unhealthy pattern, one way to find out is, do they respond in a healthy way by you setting a boundary? Like, oh, I'm not going to be available to do that thing with you that I know you wanted me to do. If they're like, oh, okay, no worries, when's the next time we can get together? Or I'll wait to hear from you until like you're done with your stuff. That's cool. Definitely do a vibe check on that, because I think that this person is not going to be good with a lack of control. They want to be able to pull your strings. Possibly even if you're dealing with a narcissist here, like I don't just mean someone who loves themselves and thinks of themselves highly. I mean like the disorder of like it gets into like abuse patterns and using other people and as like energetic supply. If you think that's the possibility, I am just seeing signatures of it here with this reading. So I want to bring it to your attention so that you can determine what's going on in your life. Show me advice for Taurus. How can Taurus work with these energies for their highest and best good? We want the ideal outcome here. Yeah, let it be dead. Metaphorically speaking, death in reverse talks about like if something has ended, allowing the grief process to happen, move through it. Maybe go to therapy, accept the loss, accept the grief, process it, and then move through it, move forward, rather than looking backward. Like this character, even though he's been through it, he's still looking backward to the past and focusing on like all the good times that led him there. Why did he put in so much effort? It's the sunk cost fallacy. Excuse me. Okay. With the Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck, when the final card comes out, your advice card from Spirit. I do feel like something resonated for a lot of you when I was talking about being made an option. If that resonated for you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you went through that. I'm sorry that you were made to feel that way. You deserve so much better. You deserve to be sitting beside the Emperor, not under their boot. So if that's your story, then let it be in the past. Let it wither on the vine. It was never going to provide healthy fruit anyways. So stop waiting. Stop investing any more of your time or effort or money. Let the person tell on themselves when you see them for who they are, believe them and let it go. All right? Taurus, I know this was a rough one and a long one. Thanks for sticking out with me if you made it this far. I am, again, sorry that you're going through this, that this is your story, but I'm here to help. So I'll see you back next week. Good luck. Do your best and take care out there. Bye.